Hey folks, thanks for watching. Today I've got to change out the drive belt on a Husqvarna Yard Tractor. I'm going to be changing it on a YTH22V46, but the process is real similar on all the tractors. The first thing you have to do is get the deck out from under the mower. I have another video and I'll leave a link right here to show you how to do that. I backed my tractor up on the ramps that I've got. I've got a set of Rhino ramps. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get those if you like. They're great ramps. They just fit between the front and the back tires, so you can put them in there and then back the tractor up. That way this part of the ramp is not in your way here when you're trying to work under the tractor. The belt that you need for the YTH22V46 is this one. It's a 532-130-969. I'll leave a link in the description below for it, and I'll try to leave the part number for some other tractors too, other Husqvarna tractors. If I don't have one in there, leave me a comment with a tractor you've got, and I'll look up the belt part number and leave you a link on where you can buy it. The next step is to get under the tractor and get the old belt off. You can see it here in the middle. You've got a tensioner pulley, a couple of idler pulleys. The belt comes around up here to the drive pulley on the bottom side of the motor, and then if you go to the back, you'll see that it goes above the transaxle. There's a fan here. You got to be careful not to break the fan. It's plastic blades, and there's a pulley on top of the transaxle that it goes through. Once you got your tractor either jacked up or on the ramps, if you got the ramps backwards like I do, you got kind of a built-in chock behind the front tires, so you'd be okay. You might still want to throw a chock block behind the back tires just to be safe. The other thing is set the brake. Push the brake in and set the parking brake, because what that does is that takes the tension off of the belt, and because the brake is pressed, and it makes it easier to get the belt on and off. You don't have to fight the tensioner. So push the brake in, set the parking brake. Here's the bottom pulley. That's what your deck belt goes on, and then here's the upper pulley, which is smaller, and that's what the drive belt goes on. And then there's a wire guard that goes all the way around it. You can see here. I'm just going to pull that down. There's the left side of that guard is attached, the right side is not, so you can kind of pull it down out of your way. Just be careful not to get your finger pinched, especially like right in here between the guard and the pulley. So I'm just going to pull that down, and I'm going to work that belt off. You see I just pulled it out from the groove of the pulley, and I'm going to do the same thing around the front. Get my finger out, and then come over here to the right side and just pop it out from under the guard. So now it's off of that front pulley. Now you're not going to get it off of this yet until we get it till we get the belt disconnected or out of the other pulleys, but this one's easy. So at least we've got it off of that drive pulley. Now I'm going to move back here to the middle, and then we'll do the back end last. These are the middle three pulleys, your idlers and your tensioner pulley. This is the front of the tractor, this is the back of the tractor, okay? So for reference, this is the right side, this is the left side. So now we've got that belt kind of loose. You've got just a little spring guard here, which is easy. You just take it and pull it off. Now you want to remember how your belt goes, you know, and if you don't think you can remember, just take your phone or something or your camera and take a picture of it, and then that'll help you. But it's also easy to remember because the belt's going to go on the same side of the pulleys as the little spring guards. There's one here and there's one here. So you know the belt's going to go between the spring guard and the pulley, and between the spring guard and the pulley. And then on this last one, there's just a little wire guard here that basically keeps the belt from getting engaged in the in this mechanism for the brake, and so that'll also help you remember that the belt goes on this side of that pulley. So anyway, pull that spring guard out of the way. Again, mind your fingers. Push that out and pull it out, and then that one comes out pretty easy too. This is a good time to check all your pulleys to make sure that they're not loose. They shouldn't wiggle too much side to side on the bolt that goes through the middle of them. If they do, it'll tell you, you know, that they're worn or loose or something like that, and then you got to check into that. This one in the middle is the one that puts it's the tension pulley. It's got a spring on it, and you don't really have to mess with it. Like you can see how it moves now. It's not moving a whole lot because we've got the parking brake set. If it wasn't, then it would be, if the parking brake wasn't set, it would be over here and have the belt tension. You're looking now to the rear of the tractor. This is facing backwards, so I can show you how to get the belt off the transaxle. There's a fan and it's plastic blades, so you want to be careful. You've got that's to keep the transaxle cool, and then right below it there's a pulley, and then there's a guard. So what you have to do is you got to work this belt, take it out of the guard, and then you got to work it above the fan blade without tearing the fan blade up. You take the excess slack that you've got and use it to your advantage, and just come back here and work it best you can. The fan's not, you know, I mean, it's flexible. It's not like it's brittle or anything. You just want to be careful not to tear it up. So all I'm doing is I'm taking the slack out of the belt and getting it as far. You can reach up behind it too and get behind the blade all the way to the back with the belt, and then get the front over the fan blade, kind of work it across that way, and then you can work from one side or the other, doesn't matter, but you can come all the way around the blade like that, or all the way over top of the blade like that, and then you just come out from around the whole thing. Now you come back up front and you can just come around the deck belt pulley like so, and you can then back up to the middle and just pull the whole thing out. Now before you go any further, what you want to do is this is my old belt and that's my new belt. You want to take your new belt out of the packaging and hold them up to each other like so. They should be real close to the same length. If they're not, then you might have the wrong belt. So you want to make sure that they're pretty close. They should be within about a 1/4 inch in length of each other, 1/2 inch tops. Now first thing you want to do is thread the belt up through this cross member. Here's your steering gear and the steering quadrant. You want to go to the left side of it. We're facing forward. This is looking toward the front of the tractor. There's your deck belt pulley, and there's your drive pulley. So you just want to thread it up through here. There's a bracket that the brake lever attaches to. You want to go between that bracket and the steering shaft, the steering column. So you got the belt threaded through the cross member. This is your deck belt pulley, and this is your drive belt pulley. So now you got to kind of get your hand up in here and get a hold of this belt. And what you want to do is you want to come down through here under these guards, or inside of these wire guards for the deck belt, and get that pulley, or get that belt over the deck pulley. And then you just leave it around the shaft, because you want the slack for the to get get it on the transaxle pulley and around the idler pulleys. It's hard to show it while I'm working with the belt, but you can see there the fan and then the pulley and the guard, or the guide rather, that, you know, the belt runs in between. So that's what I'm working on back here in the back. That's the top of the transaxle. You just work on that gap above the blade, fan blade, and get it down over that pulley, and then you're good to go. I'm gonna do my best to show you this. I know it's hard to see it because of the camera angle, but the good thing is you can get your hands up in here from above the frame. You can get up in there from behind the transaxle, the whole bit. So just slide the belt over top of that blade, get it over the fan blade on all the way around, then get it inside this guard, and then you can pull it right back up on that pulley, and then just check all the way around to make sure that your on the pulley and not on one of the fan blades. And then that part's pretty much done. Again, that way is toward the front of the tractor. And what you got to do is you take this one, and it's got to get behind that wire guard. You just basically pop it in there. I popped it too far. I missed the pulley. Okay, so there you go. And one of the ways to kind of know that you've got it right also is this is a grooved pulley. This is a grooved pulley. This one you'll notice is flat. So that the flat one means that the back of the belt runs against it. The grooved ones like this that are tapered on the inside, that tells you that the beveled side of the belt runs in them. So then you take this one, and it's going to run behind that guard, and this is the back. This one's flat, so you know the back of the belt is going to run against it. So push it in there. We're back up to the front. This is the deck belt pulley, and of course we left the belt just loose around the shaft basically. So now what you want to do, same deal as before. You want to you're gonna have to pull this guard down, and I suggest getting the left side first just because it's a little closer. It's easier to get the right side. So get it up underneath there, go to the front, get it up underneath the guard, and then just kind of work your way around to the right side, just being careful not to get your finger pinched in there between the guard and the pulley, or the guard and the belt. And then you can just slip it around the pulley, and you should be good to go. While you've got your tractor jacked up or on ramps, it's also a good time to check underneath, clean out from on top of the transaxle, any clippings and dirt and anything like that you've got up there around that fan, because that keeps the transaxle cool. Also your steering sector, the quadrant and the gear, it's a good time to pull a bit of grease on that while you're underneath. I'm going to leave a link above for a playlist of other videos that I've got on this tractor. It's good for all Husqvarna tractors for various maintenance things, how to lube it, how to set it up, how to take the deck off, all that kind of thing. So check that out if you would. Please hit the like button below, the thumbs up, and I'd appreciate it. I hope to see you back soon. Take care and God bless you.